The distance measuring device you use on the golf course might be costing you strokes. Here's why. Most golfers are using laser rangefinders, and it creates a big problem. They start to fixate on the pin and make bad strategic decisions. Sometimes they'll choose a yardage that doesn't give them enough wiggle room, like when the pin is towards the front of the green. Or if the pin is tucked on one side of the green, they'll get way too aggressive with their target and end up short-siding themselves. I prefer GPS devices for most golfers because it gives you more information. You can get distances to hazards, bunkers, and dog legs. More importantly, you can get the middle and back yardages on the green. Hint, take more club.
So I saw a video online recently, and it was a guy just really talking about stats. And the argument was that for, amateur golfers and really outside of professionals, they'd be better suited by utilizing a GPS, knowing your front, middle, back yardages, and really aiming for the back. Because the stats show that most amateurs come up
Come up
short
short.
in
Yeah.
front of greens and under club, get overly confident in their ability to strike it well. So his advice was no front, middle, back. Because I think the point that he made in terms of going away from rangefinders is that yes, you're getting the exact yardage to the flag, but occasionally those flag, like when you focus on flag, if it's in a tucked area, that you end up short sighting yourself and ending up missing, on the side of the green where the flag is, and you have very little green to work with when you're chipping. What are your thoughts on that? I know we both use rangefinders, but I've played with it. It's hard to break the habit once you've established it. Because I said I was going to play around this weekend, focusing only on front, middle, back. But then there were some spaces where I'm like, I need to know where this, like the exact on this flag. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation. Again, this is all perspective. This is all experience. Some people get a clouded mind from thinking about an exact number and they want to keep it a little bit more general. And so that's why they do front, middle, back. But to me, again, as you level up and gain skill, you gain more preciseness. Now, if everybody's doing this correctly, we're all learning our carry numbers, right? We're learning how far the ball goes in the air before it touches down, and then it releases. And you kind of get a parameter of, I hit that one out of the screws. That one should roll out about 5 yards. I hit that one a little skinny. That one should roll out about 10 or 15. I hit that one fat. I don't think that's going to roll out. It might not even make the green. These are things that we need to be taken into account as we use our laser finder. So if you are a beginner, if you are still relatively mid to high handicapper, yes, not being exact and precise will play to your advantage because it will keep your brain from getting cloudy. It will let you be more decisive on a particular yardage. Okay, the starter told me that blue is back, yellow is middle, red is front. It's a blue flag. I know my yellow yardage is my 7 iron, so I'm gonna hit there. If I hit it a little bit better than I usually do as a mid handicapper, it should release out to that back pin. Or it's a back pin, I'm gonna hit the 6 instead, and if I hit it a little bit chunky, it's still going to be in the middle of the green. So, yes, but ultimately speaking, the better you get and the more you tend to, buy into how good you are as a golfer, you want to be precise. So use that laser finder and shoot to where you think you're going to hit or where you need to land in some of these tucked pins or these double tiered greens and stuff like that. Okay, the flag is in the back. Let me shoot to that mound in front of it and see how far that is. And then let me shoot the flag. And that gives me the accurate calculations of what club I need to use. Okay, well, I do want to make sure I'm on that upper tier. Exactly. Okay, I want to be on that extra tier. Let me make sure I'm using a club to get all the way to the top. If I go over the flag, it's a chip and putt. I'll get out of there with a par or a bogey, or I'll be on the right, level and have an easy putt or a reasonable putt. I need to shoot to get over that bunker. Your GPS isn't always going to have a picture in picture of the green view plus the hazards that you have, around the green surrounding it, or the water or whatever that. Some you have to pay to get that extra little knowledge as far as where the bunker, what the yardage is for the bunker, not just front, middle, back. So both sides of the story have positives. But me personally, I am always going to bear on the side of laser finder and shooting to where I need to go now. That's just where I'm at in my life and how precise I feel like I'm
I
playing.
know, but I think to me, like I've gotten into there's a book I've been listening to the last week, and I've just barely touched it when I've had some free time, but it's called The Little Book of Breaking 80, and I kept getting ads for it on Audible. I'm like, let me just get it so when I'm in the car I can put it on if I remember to. But he's still in the
Yeah,
early parts about it of the book, and he was saying that when you're first starting to play golf and even when you're struggling, right? You get into the game of he said there's two different games that you can play. You can play the game of golf, right? That's focusing on the scoring, right? Cuz you may not always have your best game that day. You might have to get up and down. That's where the short game comes in. That's playing the game of golf. And he said a lot of instructors actually don't teach you how to play the game of golf. They teach you how to play the game of golf swing, right? So you're
yeah,
working on being super technical, hitting certain positions, the technical aspects of the golf swing, which that's cool, right? We've seen different swings achieve the same, rate of success, if not better. They don't always have to be technically great because you
yeah,
look at somebody like Adam Scott. If we were playing the game of golf swing, Adam Scott would have won 8 majors, 10 majors because his swing
yeah,
is aesthetically
easily.
perfect. It's as textbook
Yeah,
as it gets. And I think oftentimes, like when you're mixing in a rangefinder, kind of focusing on a specific part of the green, mixed with like these technical thoughts about the golf swing, it can be too much. And I
yeah,
remember like when I started this golf season, I told myself that I was not going to. Yes, I was still using a laser rangefinder, but I said I was not aiming at any flags, and I would just play kind of to the middle of the green. That was always my aiming point. I was never aiming at flags. And a couple weeks ago, I had a scenario like that. I had to chip out from a bad position. Had like a 9 iron into a flag. The flag was on the left hand side. I thought I had been hitting my nine good enough to just stick it close. Guess what? I was a little bit off. It hit the left side of the green, tumbled down a hill. I was short sighted, ended up with like a double bogey. And that was like this kind of aha moment. Like, dude, stop going at flags. Because if the worst case scenario occurs, you end up, with a really hard position to get up and down, and you've now screwed yourself because you could have just aimed. You had the yardage correct. You just
yeah,
pulled it, and versus if I had pulled it from aiming at the middle of the green, I'm on the flag, or I'm in a much better position. So
right.
I don't know. I think it does totally depend on where you're at with your game. But I think when you're struggling in one area, I think playing the game of golf, let's say your swing isn't where you want it to be, maybe it's a day you put the range, and maybe it's week to week, round to round, you put the rangefinder up and you focus on scoring and saying, okay, I don't have my best stuff today, aim at the middle of the green and see what happens, right? Put to the corners.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's very technical and very personal, but to me it was just an interesting conversation to you know question my own approach and just seeing what works best for me and seeing some
yeah,
different things in around and see what so I let my thoughts not be cloudy. So I'm gonna play around with some different things. Crystal, Marcus may vary, but I kind of reiterate, I would say as a new golfer, I would go GPS. That's just me.
Yeah, no, no,
I don't
no.
think you need to
That's what I was
know.
getting into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
would
don't need to
personally,
cloud your
when I
thoughts.
first say that again.
I said you don't need to cloud your thoughts that much. You just need to think about a few numbers, get it on the green, get it in, and get it out.
Yep. Because you're, as a new golfer, your yardages are not consistent. Your dispersion between your clubs,
Right.
if for ladies, if you hit a 9 iron, I don't know, I've been seeing like 120 yards at the max, or you're going to have a wide dispersion, right? You're going to have fats, some thins. So yardages are really going to be difficult to dial in. I would personally use a simple um, GPS system, and there's tons of apps. Andy's got jokes.
Oh man.
So I do not play golf in glasses at all. So only when I need to look at a screen or my phone. I'm blind, but I'm not like that blind. I honestly cannot even play in glasses. And I have some prescription sunglasses, and I know I should be out there with sunglasses, but it's something weird about the distances. I cannot do glasses. So Andy's got the jokes tonight, my man. You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So
Absolutely.
hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.